Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Championship review and reaction. Round 6. We are trialing a couple of these live streams at evening time. And with it being a 3-game week, that's going to be especially helpful this week. So we are going ahead live 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. We'll see how it goes. You'll give me your feedback, I am sure. But everything rumbles on, and we'll be back tomorrow night for the preview for round 7, which is on Tuesday and Wednesday. So needs must. Hopefully, there'll be plenty of people joining us here tonight to talk through round 6 of Championship action. Plenty of games, plenty of issues to talk about. Maybe a few surprising results as well. We thought we had a status quo in the table, but look, as I always say, it's the Championship. We're going to get through each and every game. You can see the running order down there. As ever, get your comments in as we go. We'll try and focus on the games in this order. And always raise your hand if you were at the game as well. We're always interested to hear from people who are at the game, but everybody's opinion is welcome. We need to say thank you to Russ, who's our fan sponsor of the Championship Review Show. Was a foe, now a friend, currently on loan to the Premier League for a year. Well, there you go. Thank you very, very much, Russ, who's in the God tier over on Patreon, and he sponsors our review show. Let's get into this. We don't want to go to the table just yet, but let's bang through the results across this round. Number 6 on Friday night, it was Birmingham 2, Derby 0. The Saturday games, Blackburn 2, Luton 2. No early kickoff for us on a Saturday this week. Was there? I don't think there was. Was there? Blackpool 1, Fulham 0. Bournemouth 3, Barnsley 0. Bristol City 0, Preston 0. Coventry 2, Borough 0. Reading 3, QPR 3. Sheffield United 6, Peterborough 2, Stoke 2, Huddersfield 1, Swansea 0, Hull 0, West Brom 1, Millwall 1, and this afternoon, Forest 1, Cardiff 2. Thank you, all those people who joined me for that. As ever, we will go from top to bottom, and we have new leaders, and those new leaders are West Bromwich Albion. So I can see a lot of hellos coming into the comments. Get your feelings and your thoughts in on West Brom 1, Millwall 1. West Brom edging past Fulham. We're going to do them next. Fulham are going to have a first defeat. So West Brom still undefeated. 14 points now from the 6 games. So looking good. But they were held at home by Millwall. Get your thoughts in on this one. West Brom 1 and Millwall 1. Here are your teams. Johnston is staying to all intents and purposes at West Brom. He starts in goal. Kipre, Bartley and Ajayi. I think Clark and who's the other lad injured? O'Shea. I think O'Shea's going to be out for a while as well. Townsend and Furlong, wing backs. Mowat and Livermore, central midfield. And a familiar-looking front three already of Carlin Grant. Oh, no, it's not a familiar-looking front three. There you go. Carlin Grant. Matt Phillips gets a start. Grady Dean Garner as well. So no Callum Robinson in there for West Brom. For Millwall, Bialkowski in goal. Ballard, Wallace and Cooper the back three. Mitchell still stepping in there at right wing-back. Malone left wing-back. Keefton Belt and Saville. Wallace, I think that's the first start for Ojo in on loan from Liverpool. I don't know. He's had a few loans, hasn't he, Ojo, in the Championship? I think he's a Liverpool player, isn't he? Matt Smith starts up top for Millwall. And a bit of a survival in the first half. Penalty here, interesting short corner. Dean Garner goes down under the tackle. But Carlin Grant, it's kind of in the corner. But are we? Can we run the cliche? Good height for the keeper. It's a good save by Bialkowski. This one just before half time, and West Brom don't take advantage from the spot. But then in the second half, a couple of fantastic headers. The first one by Kyle Bartlett. I think it's Townsend's cross whipped in from the left-hand side, and he guides that into the top corner to Bialkowski's left. But one brilliant header deserves another. Really good this from Dan Ballard. Look at the angle there on the back post. And he actually loops that over all the defenders on the line into the far corner. Two headers that good in a game, both resulting in a goal. Excellent stuff. Get your thoughts in on this one. I'll do the numbers and then I'll come to your comments. Looks viable for Millwall, doesn't it? Look, 13 shots to 11, 4 shots to 2 on target in Millwall's favour. The possession in West Brom's favour. That's normally been the other way around with them. And look at that for Millwall as well. 3 big chances to 1. And of course, we know West Brom's one big chance was from the penalty spot. So perhaps a slightly surprising outcome, given how well we think West Brom have started. They do remain top. Like I said, they're over that 2 points per game. So, very good for them. Millwall, pretty impressive performance. Obviously, not really impressed in the first 5 games and just got that first win against 10-man Blackpool. But I think Millwall fans will be pretty happy with that scoreline. And from what I can see from the numbers, that performance. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying. Ethan, good result for Millwall. Maybe a missed opportunity for West Brom. Take advantage of Fulham slipping up. But getting a point where you're not at your best is a good sign. Agree with all of that. Was a good show from Millwall. Had chances to win it. Saying, yes, I did see Ojo going through at 1-1 in the second half. Anybody else on this one? Ash, games like this is why I hate playing Millwall. Mr. E, Millwall still tough to beat in every match. So West Brom still undefeated and up there, up at the top of the table, over that 2 points per game. So look, no big problems at West Brom. They're still looking great, aren't they? Let's move on and talk about a very surprising result, because we did the preview show and literally everyone, well, not literally everyone, but the vast majority of people were expecting Fulham to go to Blackpool and win. Not only did they go to Blackpool and not win, they lost. Excellent win for Blackpool here. They beat Fulham 1-0 in a matchup between a team who didn't even finish in the top 2 in League One last season, had to go through the playoffs against a team who were in the Premier League last season. So big win for Blackpool. Impressive stuff. Get your comments in on this one. Maxwell in goal for Blackpool. Gabriel, Ekpiteta, Keogh, Garbutt, Anderson and Bowler wide. Stewart and Wintle central. Yates and John Jules up top for Fulham. Gazzaniga in goal. Adoy and Robinson are the fullbacks. Adrabio and Ream centre-backs. Onoma, Seri, central midfield. Reed, Keener, Cavaliero off. Mitrovic. But despite all of that star power, it is going to be last season's League One playoff winners. And quite the goal as well by Josh Bowler. Bear this in mind for your goal of the round. Obviously, we don't have the rights to show footage, but he's run that ball from near halfway, slides in between the 2 Fulham defenders there and sticks it in on the near post. It's a great goal by Bowler. How many times have we said it? Sometimes it's easier to defend 1v1 than there's the 2 players there. You know they're getting each other's way sometimes, and you know the attacking player is going in between the 2 of them. Bowler with the only goal. Yes, let's not rain on Blackpool's parade here, because it's a brilliant win by the Seasiders. The numbers would intimate that Fulham fans will think they should have got something from the game. Look, 70-30 on the possession, 17 shots to 8, only 1 shot on target for Blackpool, 4 for Fulham, 4 corners apiece. No big chances, though, so that's the feather in Blackpool's cap. They took their chance and they kept quiet. Mitrovic and Cavaliero and Reed and Keener, all these people we are talking about. Fulham have been very prolific. So that, I guess, is the big feather in the cap for Blackpool, isn't it? To be able to stop Fulham scoring. Although I'm sure Fulham fans will feel if they replicate that game state, they'll win more than they'll lose. But brilliant result for Blackpool. Well done. Congratulations Tangerines fans their first win up in the Championship, and that's now 4 points from those last 3 games. And the defeat there was the late one, wasn't it, against Millwall, which was a creditable performance with 10 men for most of the game. So optimistic vibes for Blackpool. Fulham, well, it just depends how you park it, doesn't it? 3-game week. If we're sat here at the end of this week and they've won the next 2 games, this defeat is an irrelevance, isn't it? They've got 6 points through the week, and they'll be on 19 from 8 games and looking very, very good. The truth is, they've had such a good start, Fulham, with 4 wins and a draw, that you can absorb a hit like this, but you've then got to get back on the horse and ride again, and we will see if Fulham do that in midweek. But maybe the story should be Blackpool here, and congratulations to them. A decent win for Blackpool. Agreed. Very, very much agreed. John, this result does make our game against Fulham on Wednesday a little more interesting. I think we'll go above them. There you go. Interesting. Go on, Blackpool, defending our record of points. There you go. What else are we saying? The stats don't do Blackpool justice. But hey, look, Andy, lies, damn lies and statistics. I'm just reading the stats out for what they are. How you choose to interpret them is completely up to you. You can say Fulham never looked like scoring, but look, we know how these games go, and let's not argue with the stats. You're more than welcome to say that Blackpool matched Fulham, but the stats are the stats are the stats, and we've said congratulations, Blackpool. I think there's times where you admit, look, it went well for us. Great, enjoy it. Don't worry about the stats, man. Don't worry about it. Great result, unreal. Bowler looks incredible. Really happy with that result. Tremendous stuff. Blackpool seemed the best place to the promoted sides to stay up. Manager and his links are an advantage. We did maybe outline Critchley as a possible good thing there for Blackpool and possibly stand up. So congratulations to Blackpool. Great win there, and we'll see how Fulham bounce back. Let's move on. Stoke 2, Huddersfield 1. Get your thoughts in. Stoke up to 3rd, and they're above the 2 points per game as well. They go on to 13 points from the first 6. They obviously took a bit of a battering from Fulham, and they've bounced back nicely, as we've talked. This was actually 4th versus 5th, this game, Huddersfield versus Stoke. So it's not all about Stoke, because it was an all playoff clash, but Stoke come out on top. They win this one 2-1. Get your thoughts in. Bursic in goal for Stoke. Ostigard, Suter, Wilmot, Timon Smith, wide, Vrancic, Sawyers, Klukas, Brown and Surridge up top for Stoke. For Huddersfield, Nichols, Pearson, Lees and Sarr. Toffolo and the player of the month, Sorba Thomas. Congratulations to him. Hogg and O'Brien, Karoma, Campbell and Holmes. And Huddersfield are actually going to take the lead in this one. I think they're up 1-0 at half-time, aren't they? Set play. Couple of bounces, falls nicely for Toffolo, who manages to stick that one home to give Huddersfield the lead. Remember, they were on 3 straight wins going into this one, Huddersfield, and it could have been a 4th. However, here comes the comeback. Big header by Brown for the equaliser here. I didn't think he was that type of striker, but he leaps up and smashes that one in with his head. And then I think it's Vrancic. It's a nice bit of play down the right-hand side. But, oh dear, Pearson gets his feet all in a muddle. And I think it hits one, then hits the other, and then goes into the back of the net. A bit of a look-away moment there for Matty Pearson. And it's the winning goal for Stoke. Excellent win for Stoke. And again, please don't get emotional like the Blackpool fan there was about the numbers. But the numbers say that's very efficient from Stoke, because they only had 2 shots on target in the game, 0 big chances to 2, and they've come away with the win. Take that as a positive. Look at that, though. 15 shots to 6, 4 to 2 on target. Obviously, you've got the own goal into the bargain. So you might be able to argue that. You could probably argue that positively for both sides, can't you? Stoke winning games where perhaps those underlying stats go against them, and they're up there in 3rd. And for Huddersfield, you can also argue the positive of, if you continue to play like that and you centre-half doesn't stick an own goal in, maybe, you'll get points more often than not. Get your thoughts in the comments. Stoke, lovely up there, well placed in third position there, 13 points and above the golden 2 points per game number. Huddersfield, it's been a very, very good start. Could have been even better, but they are there on 10 points. And again, it's then bounce back ability. Let's have a look here in the chat. What are we saying? Ammett, we didn't play well. Huddersfield looked way better than pre-season predictions. Should feel aggrieved. Winning when playing badly, though, is a good sign. There we go. Stoke, very much like us, horrible side to play against. Will grind out these sort of wins. There you go. Exactly. Ethan, needed for Stoke. How they reacted to that Fulham game was always going to be huge. It seems they haven't let it get to them. Yeah, agreed. Ethan, Jason, every season since Stoke got relegated, I thought they would go, yeah, me too, right? Mugged me off every single time. Dale, Stoke scrappy yesterday. 2 moment qualities from Vrancic, the difference for us. And again, yeah, you can look at the positive. If you're not at your best without Powell and Campbell, then away you go. On you go. Exactly. What else are we saying? Stoke look like they might make the playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Huddersfield definitely looking better than expected. Stoke won't lose many at home. There we go. Right. Here we go. Moving on. Thoughts, please, on Reading 3, QPR 3. And we've already bigged him up a few times this season. A hat-trick for John Swift, who is really putting up some balling numbers, isn't he? Goodness me. 3-3 in this one. Swift with the hat-trick. QPR still undefeated. Get your comments in on this. Raise your hand if you're at the game, of course, as well. For Reading, Raphael in goal. Yidam, Morrison, Moore, Rahman, debut there. Laurent, Deli Bashiru, the Laurent-Rinomota partnership broken up. Halilovic gets a start. Swift, Ejaria returns. Puskas up top. Reading was really, really settled last season for the most part. And sort of 4 or 5 players where I'm raising the intonation of my voice, kind of surprised that, that's the first team now. But they've got the point and they've got Swift. For QPR, Dieng in goal. Dickey, Davies, Barbe, far more settled this end. Odebajo, a start for McCallum. Ball, Johansson, Chair, Austin, and Willock. No start for Lyndon Dykes. I think he played for Scotland, hadn't he, in the week. Here are the goals. And there is the opener, Dom Ball. Nicely headed across, assisted. I think it's gone down as a Michael Morrison own goal, has it? Interesting, but it's quite well worked free kick. I thought Ball may have got the last year. You can see Morrison's prodding that in. There you go, 1-0. And here comes Swift with a quite virtuoso number 10 display. Third man run there, chest down, finish on the half volley for his first. This is probably the pick of them. Fed inside, touch, swivel. That's going low to Dieng's right into the corner. Lovely goal by Swift. And another good one here with the left foot down the left-hand side come Reading. Liam Moore, indeed. Feeds it across low. And what a performance by Swift for the hat-trick. And he would think he would be leaving very, very happy with Reading 3-1 up. But QPR are going to get 2 goals back to steal a point from this one. The first one, good finish that. It's quite a good build-up, actually, as well. The Doma down the right-hand side, you can see there. And that is Andre Gray arriving a little bit behind him, manages to angle it into the net. And then in stoppage time, it was one of those where you're like, oh, this is going in, bounces, back to Johansson. I think there's a really good save by Raphael beforehand. He's a bit unlucky. But if you look at his position there, Johansson's got that left-hand side of the goal to aim at. And he sticks it in, and QPR remain unbeaten. And a thrilling 3-3 draw in that one. Interesting one there. We look at the stats and we let them inform us. 22 shots, 4 on target. Interesting. Make of that what you will. 61% possession for QPR. So 4 shots on target apiece. 4 big chances apiece as well. Could have been 4-4, let alone 3-3. Brilliant stuff by Swift. as well. We'll bring his numbers up in a second, actually. So QPR, you can see, still undefeated, and they are on the 2 points per game. It's an excellent start from QPR. Look at Reading's defensive record. They'll be pleased that Swift is playing so well, won't they? In fact, let me just bring his numbers up right now. Swift, 6 starts, 6 goals, and 2 assists. Incredible numbers being put up by John Swift. He's not a striker, remember, as well. But Reading, that doesn't matter a hoot, because they're in the relegation zone and they're conceding tons and tons of goals. So some cause for positivity, but some cause for worry as well. Let's have a little scroll up here and see what you guys are saying. What have we got here? He's swiftly going to win the goal scorer award. God, 6 already. Fantastic stuff. Simon, how we went in level at halftime is mind-boggling. Dominated, but you have to take your chances. Uncle Albert, good shout for ours man of the match. He only played the last 25. Yeah, he's up against Swift for the. I noticed Simon's put for the ours man of the match. I see why he's done that. Ash, we need Dan in that defence. What else have we got here? Andre Gray is going to be a decent bit of business. Lou Minardi, nice. Depends on what the salary is, doesn't it? But yeah, he's already in there and already scored. Mr. E, I was there. Another costly substitution. Clanger by Pauno. Some encouraging signs. Still defending poorly, especially at free kicks. Good debuts for Halilovic and Rahman. Excellent. Second goal for Swift, contender for goal of the round. Yeah, I've got that one down. To be fair, as in my shortlist. Never say die. Says QPR forever. And yeah, subs each way. You can read it each way, can't you? Positive ones for QPR and maybe some negative ones for Reading. So we're hearing. Ethan, couldn't believe this result. Swift, surely destined for the Prem. You think so, wouldn't you? You would think. Alistair, don't get me started on another late goal. John O'Shea leads the coaching staff, and suddenly we can't defend. Oof, there we go. Ho-hum, 16 goals against in those first 6 games. That's that's not good. Great comments, guys. Keep your interaction coming up. We're going to move on to Bournemouth 3, Barnsley 0. Get your thoughts in on this one. Bournemouth also unbeaten. Their result mirrors, or their league output mirrors QPR's with 3 wins and 3 draws, and they beat Barnsley 3-0. Get your comments in. Hands up as ever if you were at the game. Here are your teams. Travers in goal for Bournemouth. Smith, Gary Cahill in there. Lloyd Kelly. Jordan Zamira, who's going to score 2 goals, who we put in our Championship 365 with Second Tier Pod and Ben HD. Team of the month, and he scores 2 the next one. So good vindication for our selection there, of course. Pearson, Lerma, Brooks, Billing, Anthony, and Solanke up top. How many has Solanke got now? Has he got 4 now? Feels like he's starting to put the numbers on as well, doesn't he? For Barnsley, Collins in goal. Sibic, Hellick, Moon, Williams, Britton, Palmer, Styles, central midfield apparently, Freeser, Woodrow, and Adore. So we still don't get. Did either of these Belgians come on? There you go. Aaron Leia, Isaka off the bench, and Claudio Gomez as well. So maybe we'll start to see a slightly new look Barnsley team in the weeks going forward. They'll need it on the basis of this result because it's a 3-0 defeat. Here comes Zamira for the first goal, getting forward from the left. It's saved in the first instance, and then he sticks it in from the rebound. Jordan Zamira. There is Dom Solanke, and I think who's the keeper for Barnes? It's Collins, isn't he? He spills that one, doesn't he? And he had head in hands there. And another contender for our goal of the round. Again, they never does it justice when there's a dribble, but really good dart into the box by Zamira. And 2 goals for a left back is very, very impressive. Great goal by Zamira of Bournemouth. Get your thoughts in on this one. Let's check those numbers. And yeah, we can probably rely on them, can't we? Look at that. No shots on target for Barnsley. 5 big chances to 0. 63% on the possession. I probably don't need to say too much more. Looks like a pretty dominant win for Bournemouth down at the Vitality. And Scott Parker is sat in there on 2 points per game. Parachute teams above him, West Brom and Fulham. And obviously Sheffield United, a parachute team below him. Well positioned. Going to be interesting to watch what transpires at Bournemouth. Barnsley, no wins in 4. That's probably the worst result of the season. Okay, it's against the Year 2 parachute team, isn't it? But Barnsley were beating these teams last season, weren't they? So, yeah, still feels very transitional at Oakwell, doesn't it? And I suspect the team that starts in 2-3 weeks' time might look different even than the one that started yesterday. Let's go to your comments. What are we saying here? Mark, Cherry's clicking into gears. Yamura is going to the very top. Cahill, solid. That's what you want from Cahill, isn't it? Ethan tipped Bournemouth for automatics at the start. Where did I have Bournemouth? I must have had him in the top 6, surely. I don't think I had him in automatics, though. John, good win for Bournemouth. Might have a cheeky bet on Barnsley to go down. Oh, that'd be quite the fall from playoffs, wouldn't it? 4 for Solanke, thank you. What else are we saying? Gary Cahill was great. Rave reviews for Cahill on his debut. Sparks. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. If you know, you know. No shots on target at corners from Barnsley after the first goal. That was against the run of play. It was all cherries. Could have been 6 or more. I've heard the same. Finri, Barnsley never looked like scoring, and Bournemouth should have 5 or 6. Atmosphere was really good. Woodgate's free scoring 4-2-3-1 was back. Any more on that one? Geddes looked poor. Barnsley hope we pick up some form. Woof. There you go. Right, Coventry 2, Borough 0. Get your comments in on this one. Coventry 2. Coventry must have a really, really good home record, mustn't they? Yes. In fact, I'm going to bring that up on the screen. There you go. Coventry, best home record in the league. And look at that. Everyone's played 3 games as well. Coventry, 9 points from 9. Superb home record for them. Anyway, let's get into this. They beat Borough 2-0. Get your comments on Coventry and their excellent home record, and Borough, not quite where we thought they might be. For Coventry, Moore in goal, Clark Salter, McFadzean and Hyam, Darboe and Martson, Allen, Harmer, O'Hare, Gyökeres and Waghorn. O'Hare and Gyökeres. Exciting this season. Did O'Hare get any assists this game? No, he didn't. Interesting. For Borough, Lumley in goal, Fry, Hall, Bamber with a start. He was doing Sky TV today, wasn't he, in the Forest game? Jones, wing back again. He's wasted there. Dykesdale, Crookshausen, Tavernier. Anel Hernandez gets a start up top with Ik Pezu. Let's have a look at the goals. Very nice counter-attack type goal by Victor Gyökeres. Nice horizontal passing. Move it through. Gyökeres around the keeper. And I think this might be one where the defender back on the line kind of slides past the ball trying to block it, but I think Gyökeres deserved his little little edge of luck. You never know whether they're just going to hit the defender or not at that point, but good goal for sure. Gyökeres 3 for the season now, and there is Martin Waghorn into the box, working the angle, drills that in with the right foot. 2-0 to Coventry, who look very good, don't they? There are the numbers. Oh, look at that. 6 shots on target for Cov. They're a good attacking team now, aren't they, with O'Hare and Gyökeres? I bet if anyone can bring up an XG table, I bet they're quite up there in terms of XG created, Coventry. And they're not quite, what's their goal scoring prowess like? Sorry, I got it on a home table there. Only the 7 goals so far. So there's probably room for improvement even on the finishing, which is good news if you're a Coventry fan. The numbers. Although look, Borough had 5 shots on target, didn't score any of them. But I don't know. You tell me. Anyone at the game? Viable win for Cov, and they're on 2 points per game as well. Look at that, 12 points. They've managed to eke out 4 victories. Yes, we know a couple of late wins at the Coventry Building Society's arena, but they're doing the business. They're getting the job done. Coventry, and this is probably the most comfortable of the wins. So it must be the first one by more than 1 goal, mustn't it? Borough, like Barnsley, in fact, no wins in 4, and new players in, foreign players in to integrate to the country and to the league in the window. You just wonder whether by the time they've transitioned and got into sort of the new look team for this season, you wonder what the points tally will be. That might be worrying Neil Warnock. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying. I see a hand up. I'll go straight to that one. Ethan was at the game. Moorcock, Gyökeres and Hamer all stood out to me. Could be a good top half team this season. Yeah. You got to doff your cap to Coventry, moving along nicely, aren't they? John, good win for Carl. Fixtures been kind for them so far. Must admit, Borough haven't impressed me. Callum, terrific, dominant performance all round, including a triple save by Moore, 100% home record. Very excited for the season. Yeah, no real reasons to be anything but positive for Coventry as well. So glad for Waghorn finally getting off the mark. I have to admit my implicit bias towards Waghorn. I'm a big fan. Gyökeres' work rate is exceptional. That looks like a good signing. That looks like money well spent on Gyökeres. Doesn't it, Sam, think Borough will be better playing Ernell on the wing? Look, maybe they did. Who knows? Sometimes you can't necessarily trust those sofa score bits and bobs there. Alistair, very good start to the season. Sense they might be punching. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they can keep it up. Adam, Mark Robinson performing miracles and bringing back the good times to long-suffering. Definitely long-suffering fans for sure as well. Right, let's move on. Birmingham 2, Derby 0 on Friday night. Get your thoughts in, please. Hands up if you were at the game as ever. And Lee Bowyer and Birmingham doing what Lee Bowyer and Birmingham do, and defending well and eking out results, and they look decent, don't they? Birmingham, 7th place, just off the playoffs. No thanks to Coventry and Bournemouth, who we've just covered, are 1 point ahead. There is your Blues team there. Sukic in goal. He's been getting some good reviews. Actually, the Wolves loanee. Pedersen, Dean, Roberts, Colin, the probably player of the season so far for Birmingham, Jeremy Bella. If you take Chong out of the equation, of course, he's on loan, isn't he? Jeremy Bella, the wing back, he's on the score sheet in this one. Woods, Sunjic, Hogan, brother, Jukic and Chong. No debut from the start for Troy Deeney, after lots written about him, including by yours truly. So Derby, Roos in goal, Byrne, Jagielka, Davis, Buchanan, Bird, Shinnie, Morrison, Sibley, Baldock, and Lawrence. Remember, they were missing Joshviak, who played most of the game against England. Get your comments in on this one, just a couple of nights before. Look, I really like Lee Buchanan. Poor mistake by him. He's a good fun player to watch. Great spring from left back. We want to see young players do well, so don't want to pile in on him, but poor back pass. Jukovic does really well, doesn't he? Takes it down the right, crosses in. Good finish by Hogan. Is it me, or does Hogan... That's quite a difficult chance bouncing up at him from the angle. Hogan seems to score more difficult chances and miss easier ones. I think he's one of those type strikers, isn't he? But good goal by Hogan, who must have 3 for the season as well, mustn't he? Because he got 2 against Luton, didn't he? Good finish this by Jeremy Bella as well, just getting up from left wing back, drilling that one into Roos's right-hand side. Let's have a look at the numbers and then we'll get your comments, everybody. Look at that. 33% possession. You love to see it. Although I think I heard some moaning from some Derby fans about some plodding passing around the back four. And obviously the giveaway goal from Buchanan's mistake. Look, 13 shots to 7 in Blues' favour, 4-2 on target, 2 corners apiece. There's the big one we always look out for, though, is 2 big chances to 0, which looks viable. You're creating big chances, scoring them and not conceding any of them. You will go far. And I suspect, does Birmingham got the best defence in the league now? 3 conceded. I can't see any lower than that scanning the table. So things stacking up for Birmingham, who are I probably had them short. They look 4 or 5 places better than I had them in my prediction. Remember, they stank it out right royally. They were in relegation danger. So they've come a long way. This is last season. Come a long way very quickly. Derby, you kind of just have to look at it all in context with Derby. They're on a point per game. That is good. If they drop below it, obviously given all the chaos off the pitch, that is bad. So Rooney's hands are kind of particularly tied by this, but it's not been a bad start, has it, for Derby? But they could do with cutting out those individual errors leading to goals. That never helps, does it? Let's have a look at your comments on here. I see a hand up was there. Actually thought we didn't play as well as previous games. It's that solidity, though, John, isn't it? Derby made too many mistakes, never really threatened us. Woods, again, excellent for me, even though Chong got man of the match. Sam, I think Brom can make a proper top 6 chance. Just got to hang in there, haven't they? You've got to just keep in touch. If you're a team, and people get upset when you say teams like Birmingham, but if you're in that position that they were last season and moving on, just stay in touch for sure. Ethan was sceptical to Black Blues to do well last year, but they look very good. Going to frustrate teams. Yeah, I agree with that constantly this season. TT3 still don't trust Hogan. Well, he's now going to have pressure put on him by Troy Deeney, so maybe that might be the best thing since. Watched the game, thought Sunjic was brilliant. Yeah, maybe a bit like your guy, Masengo, high ticket player, high value signing, but maybe it just takes a bit of time for to become that saleable asset. David, not at the game, did stream it. Good, solid performance, deserved the win. Bowie got it right. Sensible having Deeney as sub. First goal was inflicted by Derby, trying to play out. Johnny, the Newcastle fan, may as well watch this because this is where my club could end up. Johnny, obviously you'd be very, very welcome, but have faith, my friend. You can do it with Brucey. Anybody else? Alistair watched the game on TV. Birmingham very efficient. That's the word with Birmingham. They defend well, don't they? Kieran was at the game. 2 well-taken goals. Every player put a shift in for Blues. NCFC Birmingham have the makings of a promotion candidate. Sunjic and Chong and Sarkic been unbelievable. They have indeed. Just don't want all the low knee players to be good. Premier League clubs do horrible things like recalling them in January, don't they? Mr. E, Birmingham looking pretty good. Anyone see Larry David at the tennis last night? Tremendous. Bowie doing a great job. Inevitable bust up between him and Deeney at some point. Well, there you go. Right, let's move on. We are doing Forest 1, Cardiff 2. I will not go chapter and verse in on this one because I did the watch along earlier on today. So you can, if you want really in-depth thoughts, there's 2 hours of them on that game. Cardiff moving up to 8th on 11 points. Forest are rock bottom. And I suspect I'll have some comments in that chat questioning Houghton's tenure and validity of it going forward as Forest manager. Not unreasonable comments with where they were when he started and where they are now, which is exactly the same place. Bottom of the table. There is your Forest team. Samba in goal. Spence, Worrell, McKenna, Lowe, Johnson, Zinkernagel wide, Garner and Yates, Graben and Taylor for Cardiff. Phillips, that formation's all askew. It was Morrison, Flint and Nelson centre halves, Bagan and NG wing backs, Pack and Volk central, Bowen, Harris wide of James Collins, well, if they got near him. And a game really exemplified by substitutions, this one. Forest take the lead in the first half. You can probably see Max Lowe in the corner of the picture. He's done really well to cut that back. Graben hits it nice and early. I think there's Flint in the way. There's Nelson in the way. I think it might take deflection off one or other of those guys. Mick McCarthy brings on Kiefer Moore and Ruben Colwell. And Ruben Colwell immediately scores. Crossed into the back post. Moore heads it, bounces off Flint. And Colwell sticks it in 1-1. But what about this? For part 2 of his magic trick. Great goal by Colwell. You can see Kiefer Moore there, 10, has played him in. Nice curling finish. Finds the corner to Samba's right. And yeah, the Forest fans not much happy with what's going on. 50-50 on the possession, 22 shots to Cardiff, only 5-4 on target, 4 corners apiece. Look at that for Forest, though. 0 big chances created is a worry. Taken in isolation, that stat. And my eye test, regardless of the numbers, was Cardiff kind of deserved that win. I thought if you watch the flow of the game, it very heavily went towards Cardiff around sort of minute 50. It didn't, even before the substitution, you'd have to admit. Cardiff, 3 wins from the first 6, 11 points. Mick will be happy with that, won't he? 1 point off the 2 per game. And they've got very, very clear identity, and they're horrible to play against. And Forest, well, we'll get to your comments, no doubt, on Forest. I really like Chris Hughton. I really respect his record at Newcastle, which was 10 years ago. Birmingham was probably 7 or 8 years ago. Brighton's probably 5 or 6 years ago. I have to hold my hands up and say he's not doing the business now, is he? I think he dived in 4 games in last season. I could be wrong about that. Forest fans will fact check me on that. But they're in the same position than when he took over, and it's been a season. So you can understand the rumblings. Often sacking the manager isn't the right thing to do, but it's not unreasonable that Forest fans are going to be irritated with where they are and what they are doing. N2, as a Forest fan, the cause is the owners pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. It has been chaotic there, N2. I can't disagree with you, my friend. Despite Mick McCarthy's cryptic comment, it surely can't be long before Moore replaces Collins from the start. Yeah, you'd imagine so. He seems to be doing some kind of motivation tactic. There you go. Humza's got his hand up. It means he was at the game. Surely this is the end of Houghton. Can't stand any more of this. Thought the players played well. Just tactically wrong. And manager not taking us anywhere. Even though I like Houghton, it's very hard for me to argue against comments like that. You just look at the league table and you look at the sample size now is an entire season. And 2 transfer windows as well. Houghton sacked in the morning. Not good indeed. Martina has got her hand up. I think Forest need to get rid of the manager ASAP if they want to get anywhere. We got more hands up here. People are at the game. What a debut for the midfielder when Moore came on. He changed the game. Yes, indeed, he did. 7 straight wins at the City Ground for Cardiff. Horrible. I remember Ipswich used to do that at Derby. Used to S-house a win somehow without ever playing well in any of the games. Ethan keeps saying Forest have to win eventually. I could never see them winning. They will win eventually. God. Abdullah, hand up. He was at the game. Houghton plays negative football. Doesn't work on defensive situations. There we go. Let's move on. Blackburn 2, Luton 2. Get your comments in, please. Hands up if you were at the game. It's a late. I think 98 was the timing of the equaliser for Luton. I think we need to start calling Luton like no days off. You cannot have a day off against Luton. They are, they're little rascals, aren't they? Little scamps, Luton. And they get the 2-2 draw here, despite being 2-0 down. Blackburn in goal, Kaminsky. Back four, Nyambe, Lenihan, Ayala, Pickering. Great goal by Pickering in this game, by the way. Rothwell, Travis, Dolan, Buckley, Brereton, Diaz, Gallagher up top for Luton. Sluger in goal, Bree, Burke, still having to play Naismith at centre-half. Potts, Osho in midfield, Alan Campbell. I know some Luton fans that I haven't seen the tackle, I'll admit now, some Luton fans are a bit upset about the tackle on Alan Campbell. Cornick, Mpanzu, Gomez gets a start. Cameron Jerome gets a start as well. So fair bit of rotation, actually, for Luton, using the squad well. And I would say Luton are one of the most densely populated squads, not in terms of overall quality, but in terms of having players that can interchange without there being a big drop-off, which is, given club size and incomes, a good thing that Luton have built up there. There's a good thing. Tyrese Dolan's opening goal. If he meant that, lovely goal, because he kind of lifts the shot and places that with the right foot. Nice finish early on there. And it's 2-0. This is really good from Blackburn and from Pickering. Some good football. The left back forward and narrow, helping out, touch, finish. Excellent goal. Check that one out. That will come up in the conversation for goal of the round for sure. But here come Luton, crossed in from the right-hand side for Luke Berry's first goal. Pelly Ruddock with that one from the right. And he takes this one well, Berry, actually, because it's the 98th minute. I think Jerome heads it down and chest finish, really good composure. It's like, don't snatch at it, don't handball it, stick it in the net, and sickener for Blackburn, and you'll be very happy if you're a Luton fan. Let's have a look at the numbers, which do paint a fairly even game, actually. Look, 53-47 possession, 11-10 on the shots in Blackburn's favour, 5-4, and then 4 big chances apiece. So, look, game state can never be reflected by stats, really, but if you're a Blackburn fan, of course you're going to be disappointed with 98th minute equaliser. But I suspect the argument back from Luton fans will be, we created 4 big chances. We deserved it. So is what it is. Hey, you let me know your thoughts in the comments. And they're fairly close together there, aren't they? 1 point apart. Blackburn, 9 points from 6. Luton, 8 points from 6. Luton's defensive record, they're into double figures against, and both sides have not won in 3. So despite big picture, it looking all right for both. They want a win. Else we're starting to stack up 4 wins, 4 games without a win, 5 games without a win, etc., etc. Nick, first half didn't defend well. Our second goals build-up was good. Perfect ball to around, good chest out. Yeah, it was very composed by very impressive stuff. Matt, horror show from referee Langford. Well, where have I heard that before? I think he did get injured as well, didn't he? Capped off for our equaliser coming in. Additional time allowed generated by him going off injured. There we go. What else are we saying? Caldini can play everywhere. Lucia, if I'm pronouncing that right. Luton should have won 3-2 or more. Goal ruled out was fine. Blackburn should have been down to. We've heard about this tackle on Campbell. I'll plead the fifth on that. Johnny Luton doing the best for themselves. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Sitting mid-table. Hats off to them. Enforced rotation. Had a bone on your dim and went down before with illness. Was that COVID? Is that why the inverted commas are being used? Stephen, lots of changes leading up to the game. The Campbell nasty tackle. Yeah, not good. Not good to see at all. Right. Let's move on. We'll gloss quickly over this. Anyone's got any big insights on Bristol City 0, Preston 0? Get them in the comments. I believe we're dealing with a bogey team here, and Bristol City don't often do well against Preston, but so maybe they'll be happy with a 0-0. Maybe not. Who knows? I haven't got much in the way of pictures either from this one. There are the teams for you. Bristol City, Bentley, Viner, Callas, Atkinson, Baker, Pring, Masengo, King, James, Vyman, and Martin. For Preston, Iverson, Story, Bauer, Hughes, Erlen Vandenberg, wingbacks, Whiteman, Ledson, Johnson, Maguire, and Emil Reish. The best stills I could get on this were actually 2 Preston chances. So let me know if that's reflective. This one actually hits the bar. I'm looking at the body shape. Is that Maguire? Someone will correct me in the chat. Any Preston fans in the chat? Difficult chance from there. Bentley's angles are good, aren't they? And he's well positioned. Smashes that against the crossbar. Unlucky. And who's that on the back post? Can't tell. Too blurry. Can't keep the volley down. So those from the small highlights package I saw look like the best chances. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat and stick your hand up if you're at the game. Of course. Looks fairly even though, doesn't it? 50-50 on possession, 10 shots apiece, 1 big chance apiece. Game ends in a draw. Go figure. Get your thoughts in. I think, given where Bristol City and Preston were 3 or 4 games ago, if you'd have said to both of them, you're both going to get 2 wins in 3 and then we'll draw 0-0, they probably would have both taken it because they're both in mid-table and starting to roll forward and bed down their team, which hopefully will do the business for them this season. Let's have a look at your comments. Don't talk about it. There we go. Liam was at the game. There you go. Considering how bad we were at the back end of last season, yesterday was much improved, playing full, creating chances. Looking solid at the back, just can't put the ball in the net. Interesting. Blazing Aqua was there as well. Average game, either team could have won. City played slightly better for you. Can see Masengo. Yeah, he's developing. It's been a slow burn, hasn't it? But he's developing nicely for sure. Heard about a few chances for us, Atkinson and Masengo. Yeah, Masengo playing down the right, looks like it, which is an interesting twist with those experienced central midfielders coming in. Right, get comfortable because we've got 8 goals to talk about in Sheffield United 6, Peterborough 2. And this is the same Sheffield United who couldn't create a chance or score a goal for about the first month of the season. They're going to stick 6 past the Posh. Get your comments in on a huge win for the Blades. 6-2 up at Bramall Lane against newly promoted Posh. There are your teams. We've got 2 doubles. I think a load of assists for Billy Sharp as well in this one. Fotheringham in goal. Verips, that was a short-lived experiment, wasn't it, for Blades? Bulldog, Egan, Robinson, Norrington, Davis, Fleck, Norwood, Gibbs-White, Ndiaye, 2 goals there. Is that his debut? It's certainly his first appearance this season for sure. Osborne in the league. Another double as well there for him. Billy Sharp leading the line. Hey, who needs all those expensive strikers they've got? For Posh, Pym in goal. Knight, Kent, Butler, Burrows, Ward, Norburn, Coventry, Smodic, Dembele and Marriott Clark Harris not starting in this one. Interesting. Right, are you ready for this? Here we go. Goal number 1. It's quite a nice finish, actually, because he's not got a very big space to hit. Although, if you're the keeper here, you really want defender to stick a block on this one. I think it's Gibbs White has cut it back to Ndiaye, and he curls that one in the corner. It looks very hard to score from that angle, but he manages to do so. Poor from Robinson here, number 19. You can see with his back to us. He's been robbed by Jack Marriott, who drifts through, and look, huge chance, isn't it? The type that a viable championship striker should be scoring, and he does. 1-1. Here comes number 2 for the Blades. I love this one. It's a slow motion one from John Fleck. He puts it around the keeper, and it's one of those where it just trickles into the goal, but it's his right foot as well. John Fleck's a left footer, isn't he? 2-1, Blades. Bit of a blurry one, which tells you how quickly the ball came across. By the way, Billy Sharp set up John Fleck. He also sets up Ben Osborne here. And that's very encouraging for Blades fans to see the left winger getting across into the middle and chances created, men in the box. Osborne makes it, where are we? 3-1 now? Yes, we are. Here comes a Morgan Gibbs White goal that the Blades fans are very, very excited about here. Now, don't get too cross with me, Blades fans. It's a good goal. I think the keeper should save it. He's right behind it with 2 hands, and the power takes it through, doesn't he? I think if that was a goal against your team, you'd be saying keeper should save that. But nice build-up, nice finish from the angle, audacious finish from Morgan Gibbs White. 4-1. Here is 5-1. This is a brilliant assist from Billy Sharp, who you can probably see sat on the hoarding where it says Sky Bet, betting better. There you go. He's clipped that in, and Ndiaye arrives for his second. Are you keeping up? 5-1 Blades now. And here comes a penalty. Maybe a bit of a dubious one, I don't know. Clark Harris sticks it down the middle. So some good news for the Posh there, because that's his first goal of the season, 31 last season. He's off the mark now, but that wasn't it for the end. Nice little slide through. You can see McBurney on the edge of the box there. And Osborne gets his second. Blades 6, Peterborough 2. I'm sure Blades fans would happily have split those goals out among three games, but obviously a massively encouraging performance. Scoring 6 always is. And look at that, God. 24 shots, 9 on target. What I will say, look, 5 big chances to 4. So quite open. But if you're going to score 6 goals, you're going to be all right. You cannot, however dubious we think the penalty is, you cannot rely on conceding 2 goals all the time. But look, first win for Sheffield United, and I'm sure their fans will be very, very pleased. It's kind of like feast or famine for Blades, isn't it? From nothing to 6 goals in one game. And up they go. And all of a sudden, look what a win does. And nerds like me are going, okay, that's 4 points from 2 games. You get 4 points from the next 2 games. You've got 8 points from 4 games. And you're starting to roll. And that's what the Blades fans will hope for. Peterborough, 3 straight defeats. And I don't want to recite the cliches about the Posh. We said they'll do all right because they can score goals, but they'll concede. And they've conceded 14 now. Obviously, Reading worse on 6. So, although they've got some quite fun players, Smodic, Dembele, Clark Harris, Marriott obviously scored. We like Burrows as well. George Grant. They've got to tighten things up, and you just worry. Look, it's a year 1 parachute team, isn't it, Sheffield United? So they're not going to get hiding every week. For sure. Let's have a look at your comments here. Ola, fantastic Saturday. Hopefully the turning point, and Ndiaye Gibbs White. We still have Olsen to come in. Sheffield United will climb up the Blades. What else are we? There we go. There's the confidence. I think we'll beat Preston 4-0. Totally deserved Peterborough. Oh, that's Alfie's words, not mine. Other opinions are available. Zach, he's got his hand up, was at the game. I can say with zero bias, and D is the best footballer in the history of the sport. There we go. I sense some sarcasm there, but great stuff by him. Chris, unbelievable performance by the Blades. Whole experience felt positively cathartic. What we've been through recently. Gibbs White and Ndiaye were simply inspirational. There you go. Sometimes you just need some players that don't have the stench on them. Gibbs White and Ndiaye just come in and maybe play with a little bit of freedom for sure. Pontus, surprise Blades needed more squad to get going. Gibson White can't be on a low salary. I guess it's fine with parachute payments. Yep, that's the deal. That's the deal. I am afraid. Right, one more to do. We're going to have to go. Well, we can go fairly quickly for sure because it's another 0-0. Get your thoughts in if you've got any on Swansea 0, Hull 0. Let's bring up the teams. Swansea and Hull is our lowest ranking game, given, let me scroll this quickly, sorry guys, given they are 20th and 21st in the table. So perhaps no victory, no goal was inevitable. But there you go, get your comments in. Hamer in goal for Swans. Bennett, Norton, Williams. What happened to Bender? Bidwell, Laird, Downs is back in the team. Grimes, Patterson, Pirro, Nitcham. Was Obafemi on the bench? Yeah, he gets on. There's your whole team as well, guys. Ingram, Coyle, Bernard, Greaves, Elder, Doherty, Huddleston, Lewis Potter, Moncur. The return of Wilkes, that's good news. And McGuinness as well. So I think they missed those two as well, didn't they? I've got one clip or one picture. And I think we all remember a 50-50 tackle. Who was Swansea playing last season? God, it was right late in the game and they got a penalty from it where both players arrived on the ball at the same time. Anyway, it looks very similar to that with both players arriving at exactly the same time. And of course, you'll get a binary split down the middle where the whole fans will say it's not a penalty and the Swans fans will say it is a penalty. It didn't get given and the game ends 0-0. Let's just have some look at some numbers. Swansea in possession, obviously. No big chances as a worry in terms of, viability going forward and XG and things of that nature. 16 shots to 4, though, it would make me argue if I were a Swans fan. Oh, you get the win from that type of game. 7 corners to 2. Let me know. Stick your hand up if you were at the game as well. Hull, I mean, look, they had a run of 3 straight defeats. Now they've had a run of 2 0-0 draws. And let's be fair, they're 2 0-0 draws against Bournemouth, who were a playoff semi-finalist last season, and Swansea, who were a playoff finalist. Yes, I know half the people at Swansea last season are now no longer there. But all I'm suggesting is maybe some cause for encouragement for Hull, and if they can, start to build on that strong defence over the last 2 games, maybe now with Wilkes and McGuinness back, things might work in their favour. Swansea, you're just feeling the work in progress argument and new signings to integrate in. The worry there is 4 goals in 6 games, which is tied with Hull as the worst in the division. It's no surprise they drew 0-0. Goal scoring a problem for both. What are we saying here? Connor, Stroud horror show again. Referee Langford and referee Stroud in the comments today should have at least 1 penalty. Completely dominated Hull, couldn't create the killer chance. That's been the worry, wasn't it? Lenny, Country's last season, we looked pretty poor in attack. Defensively sound, 2 clean sheets on the bounce, Lenny. Hopefully the goals will be flown again once we have Honeyman's creativity back. Liam, best performance by the Swans this season. There's some positivity. Good. Bungalow, better from Swans. Less mistakes, created a few big chances, forcing big saves. I think Ingram. Yeah, I remember seeing a good save from Ingram, actually. Nitcham looks dangerous. Grimes positive. Grimes, good free kick, wasn't there, from Grimes as well? Tipped around the post. Positive signs. Last 20 minutes odd. Seemed happy for a point. Interesting. And Hull didn't offer anything. Swansea inefficient going forward yet again, but improvement. Yeah, I think this is kind of adding up with what we're saying. Oh, have we got referee Stroud on Tuesday, Mr. E? Hey, we will love it. Hull haven't scored for 5 games. Have they really not? Yes, of course they scored 4 on the opening day. You're totally right. That's not good, is it? That is not good at all. Right. That is our 12 games. Let's go to the league table and see. We'll just unhighlight those 2 teams. And then we're going to go to our don't put your answers in yet because they'll get broken. So top 6 there. Baggies undefeated 14. And all these teams on 2 points per game or more. Fulham, Stoke, QPR, Bournemouth, Cov, all making really, really good starts. Birmingham, Cardiff, Huddersfield there in that slipstream for the playoffs. Next three, Blackburn, Bristol City, Luton make up the top half. Preston, Millwall, Borough, Derby, Barnsley, Blades, Blackpool. We're down in the bottom six now. Blackpool, Hull, Swans. Bottom three, Reading, Posh, and Forest are 3 points adrift at the bottom. Oof. Right. Are you ready? Hold your fire. And when I say go, I want your team of the week. Don't go yet. Let me give you some suggestions. Blackpool were in League One last season and they beat Fulham, who are in the Premier League. So you might want to go for Blackpool. Stoke won again. You might want to go for Stoke. Bournemouth, comfortable winner over Barnsley. Coventry you might go for. Birmingham were a winner. Big win for Sheffield United over Peterborough. Get your team of the week in. Go. Here are your winners. Blackpool, Stoke, Bournemouth, Coventry, Birmingham, and Sheffield United. Get your team of the week in for me in the chat. What are we saying here? Blades, Blackpool, Stoke. Blades, Blackpool, Stoke. We've got a little pattern going here. Let's keep them coming here. Blackpool, Blades, Blackpool. At the moment, it's very tight between Blackpool and the Blades. Please leave your bias at the door, of course. Blackpool, Blades, Blackpool or Blades. Yeah, we're between the two of them. Let's give it to both of them, Blackpool and Sheffield United. For me, it's just Blackpool, just on the basis they were in League One last year and Fulham were top of the league and flying in the Premier League last year. But great performance by both sides. To get six goals is always a good thing. Right, we're going to do goal of the round. You are not permitted to vote for, you have to vote for a team you don't support because it gets very boring because people just vote for their favourite goal from their team. So, goal of the round, please, scored by a team that you do not support. I think we get a more credible vote that way round. Some really, really good ones. Bowler for Blackpool was a really nice goal. Swift, his second for Reading, was a really good one. Zamura, his second for Bournemouth. Nice counter-attack goal by Gyökeres. What else have we got? Sheffield United, the Gibbs White goal was decent. Those are my personal favourites. I don't know to pick one out. Oh, I'll tell you one I've missed. Blackburn. Pickering for Blackburn. Very, very good. Let's have a look at your goal of the round here. God, where are we going with this? Johansson, Swift, Waghorn. Okay. Gibbs White. We're fairly mixed on goal of the round here. Bowler, yeah, great run, wasn't it? Bournemouth, Swift's second was a lovely one, wasn't it? I think we're mixed on that one. I'll go for Pickering because his name's probably not going to come up again in goal of the round. The Blackburn left back. Colwill. Yeah, the second Colwill goal was good. Swift. There's quite a few for Swift in here. Maybe the chat's gone with John Swift and his second goal. Right. If anyone wants to hang around, we'll do some Q&A. Let me know if you want to ask any questions or topics. We'll do 5 minutes of Q&A. If you are still here and you're not going to stay for Q&A, please hit like, hit thumbs up button on whichever platform you're watching, Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. Please hit subscribe as well. I need to change that to say 19.2K. Let's do some questions. Anyone got any questions? Throw them in. I'll hang around for 5 more minutes. Get involved if you want to do any Q&A right now. This has been the Championship review and reaction for round 6. Remember, it's a 3-game week. We are prepping for 3 games across leading up to next Saturday, of course. So we're going to be here tomorrow night with our Championship preview. Will be tomorrow night at 7 as well. Come and join me for that. There'll be plenty of stuff on Football 365 as well, written stuff. Dearly Departed. Have I got one more game to do? Have I done them all already? I don't know where the Dearly Departed is going to be tomorrow. Have all the Premier League games happened yet? Or have I got one more to... I'm not sure when Dearly Departed is going to be this week. We've got to fit in a dearly departed League One show as well. Everton v Burnley. We'll try and do dearly departed at some point tomorrow. God, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Anyway, let's try and do some Q&A. What do we got here? Did anyone else do? Yeah, we'll check the Football 365 predictor tomorrow night. Do get involved. I'm not talking about Ipswich, Alex. The boys on the Blue Monday podcast will talk about that. If you really want to hear about Ipswich in more detail from three guys who are actually at the game, I wasn't. Head over to Blue Monday. I think they're filming that right now. So that'll be out in the morning. If you genuinely want to hear about Ipswich, if you don't just want to see me in pain, and you genuinely want to hear about Ipswich, check out the Blue Monday podcast. Tomorrow, Sam, who's your money on to win a game first this season from the old farm? Us or you? You, God. Will QPR go up, says Pontus. Look, it's tough, isn't it? It's tough. You have to have everything aligned for the whole season when you're up against the old parachute teams. But they've set themselves up to give it a really good go, is all I will say on that. Have I got a fantasy football league? Dale, I didn't do it this year. I tried to do it last year and I just couldn't keep up. It's quite an effort, isn't it? Best defence. Pound for pound, you've got Stoke badge up there. I like the three centre-backs at Stoke, but you can't argue with Birmingham and the goals against record looking very, very good again. Do you think the result against Peterborough is the turnaround for Sheffield United season? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Not everyone will be as open as Peterborough. Do you know what? Let me look up the next game for Sheffield United and we'll see how it stacks up. Because Peterborough will come out and attack and leave spaces, whereas others maybe won't. Sheffield United, who have they got next? Preston at home. We'll see. Could well be. Let's be honest. You say turning point, just regression to the mean, isn't it? That Sheffield United team is performing well below the level it should be. So turning point, regression to the mean, actually performing like they should. When will we see you on League of 72? When I'm invited, of course. Do you think all three promoted teams can stay up? Are we talking in terms of the Championship? Blackpool, Peterborough and Hull? All three at once? I don't think so, no. I think at least one of them will go just by... It's just the hierarchy, isn't it? It'd be amazing if they did manage to do it. What else are we saying? Who's winning the chat? Go on. There you go. There's no point in us doing that. We're into the nuance, Sam, rather than just skipping to the end. Underperformer of the season so far. It's got to be Sheffield United, hasn't it? A Year One parachute team, brilliant squad, and they've stunk it out. Obviously, Forest not far behind. Who are my bottom three for the season? I'll plead the fifth on that. Give me until Christmas for that one. For sure. Could Birmingham City make it to the top six? Piers? Yeah. If they keep Chong fit, they're nice and consistent. If Sarkic can keep up his level in goal, and they keep Jukovic on the pitch as well. Yeah, of course. It's a championship. Why the hell not? Hey, why the hell not? What else can we stick on? Yeah, we should say good luck to Harvey Elliott as well, who was great in the championship for Blackburn. Hopefully he has not got as bad an injury as we had hoped. Where do you think John Swift will be this time next year? Oh, he's out of contract. Well, that makes a big difference because what will happen is you'll get... No, I don't want to be disrespectful. You'll get a lower level of team. You'll get more teams coming in for him, which might drive the business if he's available for free. That'd be very bad for Reading if Omar Richards walk away in consecutive summers for free. But who knows? Bottom half Premier League team or a parachute team or something like that. Look, he's going to get a lovely big pay rise and a move probably. You never know, he might re-sign with Reading. Who knows? Could Stoke come top six in your opinion? Of course they could, Alfie. Of course they could. They've just finished their parachute payments. They are a well-funded club that have been in the Premier League for years going into this season, or going into the 3 seasons they've just had here. So frankly underachieved badly Stoke the last few seasons, 16, 15, 14. So top 6 really is where Stoke should be. I think the expectations have dropped off. Swift is a bit injury prone. I I don't really subscribe to the theory of injury prone, but he has had a few injuries. Often they're completely unlinked or they're impact injuries. And it's like, you say injury prone, I say unlucky sometimes. Next, behind enemy lines, we will throw it in there. Mick, sorry, you've put 3 or 4 comments, buddy. I can't read them out because your language is so profane, my friend. But I think what you're trying to say is you had a good time at Blackpool and it was very, 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 very noisy. But if you can put one without swearing, then I can put it up and it won't get demonetized. Dan, do you think Preston will push for the playoffs, finish 9-4 higher? Dan, I know you don't want me to say this, but no, I don't. I think if they're anywhere in the middle, moving in the right direction and getting the recruitment working again, then that is good. Who would I like to see promoted if I could choose? Oh, God. At least one team that has never been in the Premier League and at least one team that isn't getting parachute payments just because it's a bit more fun. And I know money always rules, doesn't it? But will Troy Deeney make an impact at Birmingham? Yeah, of course he will. Yeah. A big personality around there, sort of captain without even having the armband, let's just say. Right, thank you everybody for watching. If you want a shout out, let me know right now and I'll either read them out or we'll click them up in the advert as well. Thank you everybody for watching. We're back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Championship review, round 7. Check out Football 365 as well. Should be some stuff, some written stuff. Haven't written it yet. It should be Dearly Parted going on as well, for goodness sake. And we got lots to do, lots and lots to do, and a 1-month-old baby who I should probably go and talk to, as well as my lovely missus. Right, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for making this a great place to debate football. In the main, most of you allow other people to have an opinion, which is more than we get from most feeds on YouTube channels as well. It's a lovely big over and out from me. And come and join me tomorrow at 7 for what we're doing tomorrow, the Championship preview. God, I need some sleep. Let's move on and say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.